There are laws beneath the surface of reality, not laws written in books or debated in courtrooms, but laws woven into the very fabric of existence. Most people move through life like ships tossed by unseen waves, never realizing that those waves follow patterns, that the currents beneath them have rules. But those who understand the laws sail with the wind at their back. For thousands of years, these principles were whispered in the corridors of temples, etched into forgotten scrolls, passed between those who had proven themselves worthy. They were not commandments to obey, they were not theories to be debated. They were maps of how everything works. The ancients called this hidden knowledge Hermeticism, the secret teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, a figure lost somewhere between myth and history. And at the core of it all, 7 laws. 7 principles that shape everything. Your mind, your body, your thoughts, your fate. The Kybalion is not a book of philosophy. It is a user's manual for reality. Chapter 2, the first law, mentalism. Imagine a dream, not just any dream, but the most vivid dream you've ever had. In that dream, there are landscapes, people, conversations. There are emotions that feel as real as waking life. And yet, the moment you awaken, you realize it was all happening inside your mind. The principle of mentalism says that reality itself functions in the same way, that the universe is not a collection of separate objects floating in empty space, but a single vast consciousness, one infinite mind, dreaming itself into existence. And you are a thought within that mind. A thought that thinks. A wave in the ocean that has momentarily forgotten it is water. This is not just spiritual philosophy. Even modern physics hints at the same idea. Quantum experiments suggest that matter is not solid, but information. That observation affects reality. That consciousness might not arise from the brain, but instead the brain acts as a receiver for consciousness. If the universe is mind, then thoughts are not just private echoes in your skull. They shape the very fabric of what is possible. This is where magic and science meet. Because if the mind shapes reality, then those who understand this law can do what others believe to be impossible. Manifestation is not wishful thinking, it is alignment with the currents of the universe. Just as a sculptor molds clay, just as a musician composes notes, those who master mentalism shape their reality with the precision of an artist. The question is not whether you're creating. The question is whether you're doing it consciously. Chapter 3, the second law, correspondence. As above, so below, as within, so without. Look at the spirals in a seashell. Now look at the spirals in a hurricane. Now look at the spirals of a galaxy. Different scales, same pattern. The principle of correspondence reveals that reality is fractal, that the structure of the universe repeats itself, from the smallest atom to the largest star system. And this goes beyond the physical world. Your thoughts mirror your circumstances. Your inner world reflects in the outer. What you hold inside will inevitably manifest outside. It is why the person who believes the world is hostile finds hostility everywhere. And the person who believes in abundance always seems to have just enough. Your outer world is a mirror, a feedback loop. Not because the universe is punishing or rewarding you, but because it is responding to you. As above, so below. As within, so without. To change the world around you, you must first change within. Chapter 4, the third law, vibration. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. If you were to place your hand on what you believe to be a solid table, you might think it is still. But beneath the surface, at the atomic level, it is buzzing with movement. Electrons whirl around nuclei, molecules vibrate in rapid motion. What you think of as solid is only an illusion of scale. The principle of vibration states that everything, from the densest rock to the subtlest thought, has a frequency. And frequencies interact. This is why a tuning fork struck in one part of a room will cause another tuning fork to vibrate in harmony. It is why certain sounds make you feel calm and others make you feel tense. It is why emotions carry energy, why some people drain you while others uplift you. You are not separate from this system. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, each carries a vibration. And what you vibrate, you attract. Not because of superstition, not because of wishful thinking, but because resonance is a fundamental law of physics. To change your life, you must change your frequency. And to change your frequency, you must change what you give your attention to. So far, we've uncovered the first three laws, the foundations of reality. But the framework is incomplete. There are four more principles, each acting as a hidden mechanism behind the shifting tides of your life. These final laws govern the way things change, the way things interact, and the way things create. They are the forces that move the river of time, the unseen currents that shape everything from history to human emotions. To know them is to see beyond randomness. To master them is to master the game of reality itself. Law 4, the principle of polarity, the hidden unity of opposites. Everything is dual, everything has poles. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. What is cold? At what point does cold become warm? If you increase the heat of something cold, at what temperature does it stop being cold and become hot? At what point does day become night? Love and hate, good and evil, chaos and order, life and death. We believe these are separate forces, but the Hermetic teachings reveal something deeper. They are not different things. They are the same thing, expressed at different degrees. Opposites are not in conflict. They are extremes of the same spectrum. Fear and courage are not different. They are the same emotion, expressed at different levels of awareness. Love and hate are not enemies. They are different vibrations of the same energy. Light and darkness are not forces battling each other. They are simply the presence and absence of illumination. The ancient initiates understood this, and because of that, they knew a secret. If opposites are just different expressions of the same thing, then you can transform one into the other. This is the hidden art of alchemy, not the changing of lead into gold, but the changing of fear into power, confusion into clarity, suffering into wisdom. If you feel lost, if you feel weak, if you feel trapped in one state of being, remember, the opposite is not far. It is simply a shift in perception. Master this law and nothing remains fixed, because everything that is can become something else. Law 5, the principle of rhythm, the tides of reality. Everything flows out and in. Everything rises and falls. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. The pendulum swings. The tides rise, the tides fall. The sun climbs the sky, and then it disappears beyond the horizon. Everything moves in cycles, everything. The principle of rhythm is the law that explains why empires rise and fall, why economies boom and collapse, why you have days where you feel unstoppable and days where you feel like nothing is working. There are seasons in all things. Summer never lasts forever, but neither does winter. And here's the secret the masters knew. The swing of the pendulum is predictable. If you know this law, you don't fight the tide, you ride it. Instead of fearing the downward swing, you prepare for it. Instead of clinging to the highs, you use them wisely. And here's the most powerful realization. When you understand rhythm, you learn to neutralize it. The Hermetic masters knew how to stop the pendulum in their own consciousness, to remain steady even when life swings wildly from one extreme to another. Most people react to life, but those who know this law, they navigate life. You can't control the seasons, but you can control how you move through them. Law 6, the principle of cause and effect, the illusion of chance. Every cause has its effect, every effect has its cause. Chance is but a name for a law not recognized. Nothing happens randomly. Nothing. A tree does not appear out of nowhere. A river does not carve a canyon in an instant. A storm does not strike without unseen forces building it long before the first drop of rain falls. Most people live as effects. They believe life happens to them. But those who understand this law become causes. The masters of reality are not moved by the winds of fate. They create the winds. This is not superstition. This is not luck. This is understanding that every action sets into motion an invisible chain reaction. Most people act blindly, unaware that their thoughts, choices, and beliefs are planting seeds that will inevitably grow into results. But those who see the pattern can trace why their life is the way it is, and they can begin creating intentionally. If you want a different outcome, you must begin with a different cause. Master this, and you will never feel powerless again, because there is no randomness. There is only the unseen machinery of reality, responding to those who know how to move it. Law 7, the principle of gender, the hidden key to creation. Gender exists in everything. Masculine and feminine principles are at work on all planes of existence. This is not just biological. This is not just about men and women. This is a law that governs everything that exists. Every force in the universe is either active or receptive. Masculine and feminine energies exist in all things. The masculine force is active, directive, penetrative. It projects, it pushes forward. The feminine force is receptive, nurturing, magnetic. It pulls, it attracts. And together they create. This principle is why thought alone is not enough. It must be combined with action. It is why desire alone does nothing. It must be given structure. It is why the universe itself functions as a dance of these two forces. To create anything, an idea, a relationship, a life path, you must balance both forces within yourself. Too much masculine energy, you push without receiving. Too much feminine energy, you wait without acting. But in perfect balance, you become a creator, because creation is the union of opposites. This is the final key. The Kybalion is not a book of knowledge. It is a key to seeing reality as it truly is. To those who don't understand, life is random, chaotic, and confusing. To those who do, life is a symphony of laws waiting to be mastered. Everything you think is creating something. Everything you feel is attracting something. Everything you do is setting something into motion. The only question is, are you doing it consciously, or are you letting life happen to you? Because the moment you become aware of these laws, it can change everything. Hey, thanks for watching, and congratulations. You've just unlocked ancient wisdom and possibly a +10 boost to your manifestation skills. But Hermes Trismegistus left out one final law, the law of the like button. Legend says that those who press it are blessed with algorithmic alignment, and those who subscribe, destined for even greater revelations. So go ahead, initiate yourself into the mysteries of the YouTube cosmos. Click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.